So guys, welcome back to another Monster Gens account review video. So today I'm back with another account review. This is going to be episode 23. I haven't done an account review in a very long time, and so I'm finally back and I'm going to be reviewing your accounts in today's video. Now I did actually stream after episode 22. I actually went ahead and streamed once or twice I believe, and I was just reviewing your accounts. And I did review a bunch of accounts during those streams, but today we're finally back continuing the series in a video. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, let's go and get started. First player we have is King from Eden's Monster Killers. So if you guys want to have a chance to have your account reviewed, either go ahead and join my Discord. It's a link in the description down below, and head over to the channel where it is, I think it's called MG Account Reviews, and basically just go ahead and post a screenshot of your profile, and you can leave a comment there as well what you want me to focus on exactly. Or you could just leave a comment in this video as well. Have a chance to have your accounts reviewed in a future episode. But anyways guys, this is the first player here that we have, a level 135 with 162k monster power. A pretty experienced player. We have for defense, this player is still using, I see Cherub Cupid with Lamuna, and obviously Sky Cold. Now this isn't a bad setup. I would highly recommend, this is just a suggestion, you can actually go ahead and swap out Cherub Cupid for a better attacker, because you guys know Cupid died a while back. Although I'm actually going to see if this player actually has a better monster to actually swap out for Cupid. If not, he can continue using obviously the Cupid. But for attack team looks fine. Attack team looks good. You know, the fast K9 with Shadow Yena, and then yeah, Naya as the attacker. You can even do triple strength if you want, but 2 strength and 1 team speed is also fine. Just so that you're super fast. You have Grafania Iron Wings. I would highly recommend using Grafania instead of the 150 Cherub. Now I know some of you guys are like, oh, it's a 150 versus a 115, but keep in mind it's an ancestral compared to a Doom monster. Like I actually want to see the stats here. So stats is 14,900 speed, right? 14,900 speed. We have 19,000 speed. Although there is a level 10, I understand that, but look at the strength here, right? So this is a 115 compared to a 150. We have 77,000 strength. This monster has 74,000. So you guys can see that it makes almost, I mean, it makes a huge difference. First of all, the strength is a lot slightly higher actually, and if you could actually rank this monster up to like at least 120 or 130, you can actually buff up all those, not just the strength but even the life and speed. So even the life, I actually want to see that. Yeah, it's basically double the amount. You guys saw that, right? So I'd highly recommend swapping this monster out with Cupid. Sorry, not Cupid. Cupid for Grafania. Swap those 2 monsters out together, and then you know, you can keep the other 2 monsters, or you could do like 2 speed and 1 team speed also there. You can keep the triple team speed, or you could do like a life with 2 team speed. That's also fine. But anyways, in terms of like what monsters you should actually focus on, I would say focus on getting Grafania maxed out first. See if you could actually get your hands on Baba Bashir as well, because Baba Bashir is pretty good, although he's going to be nerfed very soon after players are actually forced to update the game, so be careful of that. But I would say this monster, since he's not nerfed, you could actually focus on this, or Just Injustice as well. This monster, Dr. Bloom, he's a decent supporter. If you want to, you know, focus on him, you can. This is another solid monster you can focus on. This will be good for Team Wars defenses, the area rain and protection. You do have Sorceress, which is also a pretty good monster. We have Bandolero, that's also a pretty decent attacker. But let's see who else do we have here. Tiny Trap's pretty solid. Prismatic Pendulum's really good for defense for Team Wars because of that area random positive status effect. And then Dragheart is another monster you want to focus on because of the Megaton. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a second so all the monsters load in. Alright, you know what, that's not bad. Alright, so what do we have here? So fire monsters mixed with water. This is actually good. And this is another example where you can actually keep the whatchamacallit, like this is okay. You know what I mean? When you have that extra little bit of space that you can't place anything, then it's okay to decorate, okay? But you know, I always tell you guys, don't decorate, but this is okay, you know, when it comes down to this, because you can't really place anything here besides maybe like maybe this, possibly, maybe not, because I think that's gonna take probably 2 instead of 1. It's kind of big, but anyways, yeah, this is fine. You can probably even like spam this area right here if you want. But anyways, water and fire looks good. The boosts are placed nicely. I like that. Yeah. You can keep these here. I don't know why there's a nature though, but it's maybe you can swap it with another water if you want, but it's fine. You can keep it the way it is. These three are good. They're as close as possible to the premium island, which is not shown right now, obviously. Level 12 rune. That's actually pretty good. And you know, that's not bad at all. We have all our nature monsters here, including an ancestral, obviously. So hopefully these guys are also getting a good amount of boost. I think they are. If anything, you can probably place it right here. If you can actually squeeze it. I don't think you can. Probably not, but it's fine. You can keep it there. These monsters, you can definitely work on this. So don't sell these. Instead, have them in your storage. Sorry, not storage, but the monster vault, which is basically a storage. You can actually keep them there because you might need them for Colosseum or breeding events, for example. But even these legendaries, for example, you can actually throw them in the vault, and then all you should actually have is mythic habitats, in my opinion. That is what makes you a lot of gold. Now the earth part also looks pretty good. I like that. And this is a bunch of magic monsters I see. There's fighter element. I wonder why. Get rid of this and you can probably place at least maybe 2 more mythic habitats in here. You probably squeeze in 2 more. But for the most part, honestly, this looks pretty solid. I like this player's island. I see that this player has actually put in a lot of time and effort creating basically everything, setting everything up. It looks pretty good. But obviously this area right here, you can actually swap out both of these with mythic habitats only, and again, these monsters should be in your vault obviously, but for the most part it looks good, even your food farms. So nothing really needs much of work except obviously the little, you know, islands where you just have like legendary monsters or like these earth habitats and stuff. You can actually throw all of them into like a monster vault. So what I would do is I'd invest in a lot of vault keys and actually unlock a bunch of space there and just throw in all the monsters in there. But anyways, we have these 3 also unlocked. Hopefully they're all star 3. I actually want to see, besides Grafani Iron Wings, what else you can actually kind of you know, swap out and use for your defense or even offense. Instead of like, for example, using Naya, you can actually use another monster because nobody really uses Naya anymore in the top PvP, unfortunately, as much as I really enjoyed using that monster. You have Voltic Redeemed. Hey, wait, why don't you actually do Voltic Redeemed? I mean, I kind of get, because Naya has the PER and then the NERs and everything like that, but Voltic's actually pretty solid too. So it's up to you. You can probably use Voltic Redeem if you ever get bored of Naya. But I see that that's pretty much it. I don't see any other monsters. Yeah, keep your Illumina like a set, but Serpentix is at 140. Yeah, I mean, I'm currently using Serpentix, but if anything, like, if I had like a level 115 like you, or like a 120 Grafani Iron Wings, I would actually use that instead of my Serpentix. Next player that we have is Afnon from Salt and Pepper. This player went ahead and left a message on my Discord saying, "Hi MG, I have been playing Monster Legends since the Corrupted era and quit for a bit and came back in the Abyssal era." Okay, that's actually a huge pause. I say, I would like your advice on my attack team or defense team, and can you give some advice to my island to make it better? Also, I'm a completely free-to-play player and I'm struggling on how to get ranked or how to rank up, you know, my monsters. Can you give me some advice too on how to rank up my monsters, because I'm basically struggling. Thank you. Yeah, I'd actually love to help you with that. So let's see here, 95 25k MP. Your MP is a bit low for your level, but hey, that's fine. The team that you're first of all in, I actually want to check out their race log. All right, so 10 laps is pretty solid. You're getting, you know, those mythics, which is actually good, but you need help ranking them up, right? So they're with like ranking, in terms of ranking monsters, like getting the resources, what I would do, obviously the dungeon is not the best option anymore, but I would suggest, you know, completing the dungeons and actually getting, actually no, dungeon's pretty solid. I mean, it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still pretty solid though. Like, you're still able to get what, like 50 or 75 glitch coins, I think, or something like that, and a bunch of other stuff, like the resources and everything through the dungeon. Like, if you head over to the survival dungeons, you can actually complete those. You can get those resources and use that towards like an actual monster that's actually worth it. So I recommend checking out my videos, keeping up with my videos, you know, where I mentioned like a specific monster is worth you know, picking up. Also, the best way, in my personal opinion at the moment, to get high ranked up monsters for cheap is through the treasure cave. Now, I know treasure cave is kind of like based on gambling a little bit, you know what I mean, here and there, but I would suggest watching some of my videos and seeing what I do, and maybe you can actually point, like, kind of do the same thing that I'm doing, because I know that pot 3 doesn't really have as many traps, and obviously sometimes I do get hit with traps, so it's kind of like random, but most of the time it actually works for me, where if I keep going with pot 3, most of the time there is no trap. Also, there's something like, I don't know if it's a bug or whatever, but with the gray key, wherever, like let's say if I were to go, I can't even explain it right now, can I? Let me see. I could actually probably explain it this way. So let's see if we enter the treasure cave here, right? I just want to kind of give you guys like a visual example. So let's say we go with this. Oops, I couldn't see the gray key, but let's go with this. All right, so there's a yellow key right there, but let's say if that was gray, I would go with this next. And as you can see, there's a gray key right there on in room 3. And most of the time when you go with that, like there's a high chance that there is no monster there, like there's no trap. So that's something that have been working out for me. And if you guys want to give it a try, go for it. Here, I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to go ahead and back out and get my 7 gems, because it's 7 gems for free from Treasure Cave. I might as well do it. And it was a free entry. Might as well go ahead and do that, right? But yeah, I would say that's the best way to actually get like ranked up monsters. Save at least 150 to 200 gems, and even if you make up to like 3 or 4 errors, like hitting the traps and stuff like that, you should still be able to get through everything and get yourself like a rank 3 for like 150 gems, which is, I feel like, cheap. I know some of you guys are like, it's not cheap, but for a rank 3 it is. It's not like it's rank 0, guys. Keep that in mind. Literally a rank 3 alpine monster, and most of them are actually good. It depends on what you actually spend your gems on. So let's say if it's on Albanasa, Sky Cold, whatever monster, like the most, you know, meta monsters, if you spend it on those, I think that's worth it. For the most part it is. So I recommend checking out my treasure cave videos and watching those and see if a specific monster is worth it or not. But anyways, guys, that is just on how to get like ranked up monsters really fast. Like just get ranked up monsters for cheap, or you know, just ranked up in general. That's an advice I could actually give you guys. But I see that for the multiplayer attack team, you're still using the Serpentix with a Darman meta. So basically pierce, triple damage. You don't need 2 life. I would highly recommend getting rid of 1 of the life and swap it with a team speed. Also, the speed is not needed. Swap it with a team speed there as well. Your defense needs a lot of work. Yeah, especially this monster. You want to get rid of Mortal Link. This is not worth it. You can keep these other 2, but this, swap it with like a K9 11 if you have K9. If you don't have K9, you can probably swap it with a Remy. Remy, given triple damage, Voltic goes crazy. Domain's also a pretty solid option, something to invest in. Prismatic Panditone is also pretty good. This is another monster you can actually focus on. Gleamgar is kind of solid, but I would suggest focusing on Domain first, but before that, the Perfume is pretty solid as a supporter. Now I noticed that you don't have K9 11, you're missing him. So what I would suggest is either saving up at least 200 to 250 gems. I think that's how much it costs to basically get yourself the egg for K9, or you can actually save those 250 gems and guarantee you, or almost guarantee you, a rank 3 from the treasure cave, because I'm sure he'll come back around. So that's something you could do, and then you could pair it up alongside your Voltic Redeemed on your defense. Anyways, guys, so this player also asked for some island suggestion, right? So in terms of like island suggestion, I actually want to check to see what you have set up. So you have nature with water. This is not bad. What you have is actually good, but there is a few issues I see here. First of all, the biggest thing I see is the fact that you spread this out pretty badly. You don't want to have this like this. What I would suggest is, first of all, move this over here or somewhere around, so you can actually move these habitats further back, because you want to move all these water habitats as far as possible. Use as much space as possible. That's the goal. You want to use as much space as you can in your island, and then when you have those little gaps in between, like these middle areas right here, you can see my cursor. If you have some gaps here, you can actually place in those either water or nature boosts basically, and spread them out even, so that everybody's getting it. So like right now, if you have one right here, what that actually means is that these guys are maybe getting 10, maybe 20% the most. Maybe these guys are benefiting from it too, but the ones back here, Hornroot or this monster, is not benefiting from it. And some of you guys are like, well, there's another boost right there. But my point is that you can have 2 instead of 1. Like 2 could be benefiting instead of 1. Like this one, it's only benefiting these guys around here. This one's only benefiting this area. But if you had them, like spread them even in the middle or so, it could benefit everybody. You know what I mean? So you can actually make a lot more gold. And same with the water boost. That's a tip I could actually give you guys. With this looks all random. I know it's probably just like an island. You're just keeping all your legendary monsters just randomly, but eventually what you want to do is replace these with mythic habitats, because mythic farming is the best. Same with ancestral, either one works, but there's not too many ancestrals out at the moment, so the best thing to do is use your mythic monsters as farming. But these guys can go to your vault eventually. Checking out here, what do we have? So this looks pretty I don't know about this. So what I would suggest doing here, first of all, I like keeping these three right here. If you want to keep it here, that's cool, but if you don't, you can keep it the way it is here. And then these temples, these are waste of space. So what I like to do with them is I like to squeeze them where you're squeezing right here. I want to know if you can actually place another one here. If you can, that's cool. If you can't, just keep the two. Instead, what you can do is obviously you went ahead and place two right there. You can go ahead and place a few right here. You see this area space? There's one right here that's gonna fit, and then like maybe two more right there. You have your monster vault being placed there, so that's okay. And maybe you can probably place one right here or back there because you're not using the space, right? So might as well go ahead and do that. And you don't have any gold boosts, or actually you do, but it's in the corner. Look, you see what I mean? Like that corner, what the heck? It's only benefiting maybe these four right here, these four habitats. If you had them in the middle, it's gonna benefit everybody. I'm glad you have these three unlocked. What I would do if you don't have them already all in 3 stars, start with the breeding guardian, get that to 3 stars. Then this should be second, and then this should be third. At least this is at level 11, so that's good. And then keeping your food farms here is good. It's a good idea. You can actually place a few more and get those to like level 3 or max it out. Obviously level 3, level 2 or 3, whatever it is. And then this island is just a bunch of mess. So what you can do eventually is, if you ever need more space, you can actually put all these monsters into your vault. I don't recommend selling them, like I said. Don't sell them. Place them in your monster vault, make space if you can. If you can't make space, then what I would suggest is either squeezing them somewhere. If not, if like a specific monster is breedable and it's easy to obtain, then you can go ahead and sell it. That should be the only time you can actually sell these monsters, because you might either need them for Colosseum or breeding events. Anyways guys, it's gonna wrap up the account review for today's episode. I wanted to do a few more, but I've just been looking through everybody's accounts, been searching up, you know, the team names and everything. I can't seem to find the player or the team in general. With the not being able to find the player, I think that's because of, you know, some players like to leave their teams and join better ones or whatever. So I understand that, but I'm not sure why I wasn't able to actually find the actual teams. But anyways guys, use this video's comment section and comment down below your team name and profile name, and then leave a comment whatever you want me to focus on. If you don't, you just leave in your profile name and team name. I'll do a overall account review, and that's okay. Also, join my Discord server, guys. Let me go ahead and actually pull it up right now. Take a look at this. This is the player I wasn't able to look up, by the way. I couldn't look up that team name or the player. But anyways, once you go ahead and join my Discord server, head over to the MG account review, and this is where you post like a, what should I call it, your profile. Like just paste a screenshot, and you can leave a comment there as well. So joining it is free, Discord is free. You might as well go ahead and do it, guys. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.